My parents literally asked me to rename my successful restaurant just so my 32-year-old sister wouldn't feel like a failure. So I just cut off the secret bank transfer paying their mortgage. My older sister, Harper, was the undisputed star of the family. She was the varsity cheerleader, the prom queen, the one with the dazzling smile who was destined for greatness. I was just the quiet younger sister, the one who spent her weekends covered in flour and helping out at the local bakery. My parents made it very clear who they were banking on. Harper went off to Los Angeles to become a lifestyle influencer and actress. My parents threw her a massive going-away party, boasting to the entire neighborhood about her future fame. Me? I went to culinary school in Chicago. No party, no bragging, just a quiet pat on the back. Fast forward 15 years, Harper's big Hollywood dream completely fizzled out. She spent years chasing auditions, doing unpaid brand deals, and eventually moved back into my parents' spare bedroom at 32. Meanwhile, I worked my fingers to the bone. I started as a line cook, survived the brutal restaurant industry, and eventually opened my own place. I named it Miller and Vine, honoring our family last name. It blew up. We won massive culinary awards. I was featured in food magazines, invited on morning shows, and completely booked out for months. If you Googled the name Miller in the Midwest, you saw my face. And that night was the problem. One Tuesday, my parents asked me to come over for a serious family meeting. I walked in, and they were sitting shoulder to shoulder with Harper, looking like they were at a funeral. My dad cleared his throat and said, "Chloe, we need you to change the name of your restaurant and your professional last name too." I thought it was a joke. I laughed, but nobody smiled. My mom leaned in, her voice dripping with guilt. "Harper is trying to launch a wellness brand under the Miller name, but your restaurant is hogging all the search results. Every time a sponsor looks her up, they just ask if she's related to the famous chef Miller. It is completely crushing her confidence. You already have your money, Chloe. Please, let your sister have the name." I stared at them, absolutely speechless. I had bled for that name. I worked 100-hour weeks for that name. Harper rolled her eyes and muttered, "You always have to make everything about you. Just use your middle name. It is not a big deal." I stood up, my hands physically shaking. "You want me to erase my entire brand, the business I built from absolutely nothing, just so Harper can pretend she is a successful influencer?" My dad slammed his hand on the table. "Stop being so selfish. We are asking for one small sacrificing to help your sister." "Okay," I whispered. "I will stop being selfish." I turned around, walked straight out the door, and immediately called my wealth manager. Received for the past 4 years, I had been quietly paying my parents' mortgage. I was also the anonymous angel investor who secretly funded Harper's last 3 failed business ventures. They never asked where it came from. They just assumed the money was from my dad's old pension and a lucky business grant. I canceled the automatic transfers that very afternoon. 2 months later, my phone rang. It was my mother, and she was crying in a total panic. The bank was threatening foreclosure, and Harper's credit cards were entirely declined. "The money stopped coming!" my mom sobbed. "We do not know what happened!" I took a deep breath, let the silence hang for a moment, and said, "The famous Chef Miller cut it off. Good luck with the brand." And then I hung up.